All right, so I had a chat to you on Skype, all the way in Los Angeles. Now you're in Australia. Tell me a little bit about your visit and what we can expect from you in your clinics.
Well, I like to make it a fun experience, not just the whole educational thing, which of course is important. That's the idea of a drum clinic, but I want to make it like a rock and roll drum clinic. I want to make it where it's entertaining. You know, there's people that are showing up that are they're like Alice Cooper fans. They might not necessarily be drummers, or there's maybe more beginner type drummers, and they're not going to identify as much with all the real outside complex concepts. So I try to spread it around the whole idea of the clinic and try to cater to a little bit of everybody. Sometimes you have to read the room to do that. Yeah.
And lots of playing rather than lots of talking as well. But you're going to be playing a lot.
Sure.
As opposed to the whole question and answer.
Yeah. Well, there'll be Q&A, but there'll be a healthy dose of playing. Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Does your setup change at all between say a clinic setup or a rock?
Big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Alice set, that's 2 bass drums,
12,
12-13 rack in the center, 16-18 floor, and then there's like a 10 way up here.
Right.
A flying 10, I call it. There's a 16 on the left. There's similarities, but definite differences. The clinic, there's smaller cymbals, and I have the splashes and the stacked trash hats and stacked cymbals.
So you can play anything you like, and
Yeah, they work well for the fusion side of things.
Yeah, cool. We're seeing a different side of Glen here, getting to eat pizza and hang out in the kitchen.
This is a gig.
That's right. But tell us about playing with Alice Cooper. I mean, a lot of people want to know what it's like playing with a big guy because, what's required of you as the drummer? What does he expect of you as the drummer?
Well, I'm cueing a lot of beginnings of songs. The show runs like a Broadway play.
Yeah. And
it's the same every night, but it's a responsibility for me to start things and take certain cues off of what's going on stage visually with props.
Yeah.
And it's something we have to rehearse and take time. In a rehearsal, things get changed around to fit the timing for certain gags. So it's a lot of responsibility with making sure that the pace of the show gets set by me in some ways with the starting and stopping of songs. I have to wait just the right amount of time, and I got to know that Ryan has a guitar change. I have to wait an extra 10 seconds before starting something, but usually that's about the most between songs because there's no rest for drummers on this gig.
So it's a bit of a pressure situation.
A little bit. Yeah.
Do you have, in terms of the songs themselves, do you have the freedom to be able to do what you sort of want to do with them, or do you expect it to play exactly like the guy did on the recording?
No, there's certain fills and certain parts you got to do the same.
Yeah.
But it is not a nostalgia trip, this gig. We're able to do our own thing with it, within reason. Can't go nuts and just totally change it up. The intro to $1 Billion Babies, I got to play that the same. I wouldn't have it any other way. That's such an iconic drum part. But there's definitely a lot of liberties that I could take. Yeah. And you just got to know where and when.
Warming up, practicing on the road, obviously, sometimes you're away from your practice room. What sort of stuff can you do? I mean, you said you're about to do some stretches. I'm about to leave in a second. You can do some stretches, but is that the sort of stuff you do to keep your chops up on the road?
Well, I have a practice pad kit, like a DW practice pad kit. I can use that in the dressing room or outside of the dressing room because it drives the band nuts.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's hard to practice. We sound check, but
yeah.
Sometimes that's really short, and sometimes we don't even sound check. It's just the gig.
Yeah.
But this time around, there might be some clinics mixed in, so
that keeps you chops.
Yeah, it'll be a welcome break from playing the same show every night. But I just hope I have the energy to do that on the off days.
Last question.
Yes.
What's the ideal gig for you, and what can we expect to be seeing you doing in the future?
The Alice gig feels like the ideal gig. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of bands that you love growing up and you love to play, and we could get into that, but it's a lot of obvious answers,
Yeah.
Playing with Alice has been great because I get to make this great drum set that's got a unique look, and there's a flashy element to it, and we're playing these really cool shows and sharing the stage with a lot of great bands all over the world in a lot of different countries, so what's not to like?
That's a fair point. Glen Sobel, everyone. We're going to see him do some stuff at his clinic now.
Yeah, I'm eating some pasta salad here. There's not a lot of time on this.
That's all right. Thanks for chatting to Authentic Drummer.
No, you got it.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Adrian.